Thought you knew every Transformers series out there? Think again. Beyond the classics we all grew up with, there's a whole lineup of Transformers shows that just flew under the radar. Some are very interesting, some are a little bizarre, and some simply vanished without a trace. But why were they forgotten that easily? And more importantly, are they worth rediscovering? So grab your popcorn as we hop on this nostalgic train to explore the hidden corners of Cybertron's history. Stick around to the last one. Who knows, you might just find your new favorite Transformers series. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Transformers Cyber Missions, a web-exclusive CGI series that got released in 2010 and serves as a narrative gap between Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon. It strangely never made it to the television screens. Transformers Cyber Missions is one of those series that you didn't know how much you wanted in terms of filling the gaps till you experience it yourself. Distributed solely by Hasbro's official websites and select toy pack-ins, and since web-exclusive content wasn't as mainstream in 2010 as it is now, fans missed out on the series. What made Cyber Missions so cool was its distinctive, to-the-point storytelling format. Each episode featured quick confrontations between fan-favorite characters such as Optimus, Bumblebee, Ironhide, and other Decepticons. Despite the limited and mostly average animation quality and its runtime, which is roughly 51 minutes to 1 hour in total, the film did a decent job at mirroring Hasbro's 2010 toy line, including crossover characters from Revenge of the Fallen and Hunt for the Decepticons figure ranges. With its straightforward writing and satisfying action sequences, the series remains less popular due to its web-only release and short episodes. However, loyal fans have kept the series alive through YouTube Shorts, Wiki preservation, Reddit, and Transformers forums, among other means. Transformers Robot Masters. Transformers Robot Masters is one of the most overlooked gems in the franchise. It's a Japanese-exclusive miniseries that was launched in 2004 to promote a related toy line. Robot Masters, set in a spin-off alternate reality from G1, was essentially a side project for both Transformers Galaxy Force Cybertron and Superlink Energon. Despite its excellent cast and narrative, it failed to garner a Western audience and eventually disappeared from the limelight, even in Asia. The unique aspect that sets the series apart is its time warp storyline. The beautiful way all the characters from all eras are brought together, right from G1 Optimus Prime and Beast Wars Megatron to Cyberjets and Victory Saber through the Blastozone phenomenon. Years before crossover timelines were a thing, Transformers Robot Masters had already done it way ahead of its time. Combining different animation and character styles all in one single short-format story told through DVD episodes, toy pack-ins, and even manga blurbs. Another thing that set the series apart was that its toy line was a major selling point throughout Asia. But without a worldwide release, or even English subtitles for that matter, the series faded way into oblivion. Transformers Beast Wars 2. While the Western media was waiting for Beast Wars Seasons 2 and 3, Japan came up with its entirely original Beast Wars 2 in 1998, complete with new characters, a manga, a toy line, and even a feature film, Beast Wars Special. But it remained in the shadows outside Japan as one of the least known branches of the franchise. With the classic premise of Transformers Maximals, Cybertrons, led by Leo Convoy, the series dealt with a standoff between him, aka the White Lion, against Galvatron's Predacons, that is, the Destrons. What was truly unique and different about the series was the way it smoothly blended the over-the-top anime antics with comedic beats against the starkly contrasting plotlines, which eventually converged into the galactic battle. The toy line waved heavily on repaints and retools from G1, G2, Machine Wars, and American Beast Wars, but with sharp anime-style personalities. Only the main characters, Leo Convoy and Galvatron, received a makeover with newer molds. Despite not being released internationally, Beast, kept alive through Wars 2, still remains one of the fan favorites, and fan subs, imported toys, manga translations, and even notably in IDW's Beast Wars comics. The series is also a cult favorite among collectors and lore enthusiasts. Super Lifeform Transformers, Beast Wars Neo. Picking up right from where Beast Wars 2 left off, the Transformers franchise moved further into anime territory with Transformers Beast Wars Neo. Released in 1999, again, a Japan-exclusive sequel followed the story of Big Convoy, also dubbed as One Man Army, who was tasked to train a group of rowdy Maximals. The tone of the series went from comedic to straight-up cosmic apocalyptic, as Unicron's servants, aka the Blentrons, were also introduced in the series. Altogether, with 35 episodes in the series, it never got the recognition it deserved because it was not released internationally. The series also inspired a manga adaptation, which was again released in Japan only. A probable reason why the series didn't get to see the light of day was because of its continuation from its predecessor, Beast Wars 2, which itself never saw a global release. With the rise of beast machines in the Western markets, Neo quickly became yesterday's news. The toy line, however, quickly gained a steady fan following for its intricate beast mode designs, which featured animals like a mammoth, giraffe, penguin, and even a cobra, and continues to be a collector's treasure. Eventually, Big Convoy and Magmatron made their way into the Western comics as well. If we look at it today, Beast Wars Neo is no longer a gem hidden in the vault, but rather celebrated internationally with a loyal fan base. Transformers Super God Masterforce, 1988. Next up on the list is a series that's considered one of the boldest and also one of the most overlooked. Released in 1988 after Headmasters, Transformers Super God Masterforce, in stark contrast to conventional Autobot vs. Decepticon stories, reimagined well-known toys like Power Masters and Pretenders into entirely new lore focused on human protagonists. In this narrative, humans like Genrai didn't just pilot robots, but became Transformers themselves. These human-robot hybrids brought a fresh and unique perspective to the Transformation franchise. This approach was put into play by Japan's evolving toy strategy. The series was a living, breathing catalog for collectors, with characters like Genrai, who looked like Optimus Prime but was canonically different, and the Godmasters being directly inspired by and based on toy releases. With a similar issue as the others on the list, its lack of Western release meant that most global fans could not enjoy it, not discovering it until later. In recent times, Masterforce has slowly claimed its place as a daring, genre-bending chapter in the Transformers history that was simply too ahead of its time. Transformers Zone. With the potential to carry on Japan's take on the G1 legacy, Transformers Zone never truly received the recognition it deserved or the chance to shine when it was released in 1990 in Japan. What was originally intended to air as a full-fledged TV series was somehow reduced to a mere 25-second OVA. That is, the DVD and home video version, which was extremely popular in the 80s and 90s. With only one episode, Zone didn't have the space to build momentum with the storyline, develop characters, or even manage to engage the audience. Thus ended the animated G1 saga in Japan, which was quickly replaced by flashier Western continuations and other franchises taking over the market. What, however, was uniquely fresh about Zone was certain standout features, like the impeccable art, which was sharper than the ones before. The introduction of characters like Die Atlas, a motorized Micromaster commander, and even featured the epic clash with the 9 iconic Decepticon combiners. Although disappointingly, characters like Roadfire and Metro Titan never appeared on screen as they were relegated to tie-in manga pages in TV Magazine. The magazine, which then became the only thing that kept the series alive, managed to expand Zone's narrative and connect toy lines of Return of Convoy and Operation Combination. Credited to be the shortest Transformers series, it is far from the least impacted, with a decent fan following and kept alive through fan subs and merchandise. Transformers Victory, 1989. Transformers Victory is the final full-length animated entry in the G1 continuation of Japan and is credited with introducing one of the franchise's most legendary and loved characters, that being Star Saber. Despite having it all, vibrant and lively animations, action-packed action sequences, and a sleek new toy line to follow, Victory went on a similar path with a Japan-only release, owing to its reduced popularity worldwide. The series took a fresh route and went for losing the continuity-heavy, lore-expanding styles of Headmasters and Masterforce series. Instead, it opted for a lighter, episodic type of structure, resembling that of the US cartoon. The episodes showcased dynamic robot fight sequences and really cool super robot aesthetics. The character designs also leaned more towards the anime-coded sensibilities. Star Saber, with his noble, heroic vibe, and combined with his smaller core robot Saber, became a central figure in both toy reissues and IDW comics. The accompanying toy lines adopted a bunch of intricate gimmicks, like Multiforce, Brainmasters, and Victory Leo, that were pretty cutting-edge and new for that time period. Sadly, many were never released outside of Japan, further adding to its lack of popularity in Western audiences. In fact, up until the 2000s, Transformers Victory remained buried under fan-only VHS trades and subject to online fan subs, after which it got released on DVD. Amazingly, Star Saber even received a HasLab crowd-funded update in 2022. Apart from that, the series is thriving with fans, toy community enthusiasts, and online threads, keeping it very much alive. Transformers: The Headmasters, 1987. This series marked the bold decision that Japanese producers took to create an alternate continuity after the G1 cartoon finally ended. Instead of going the route of dubbing The Rebirth, the Japanese producers scrapped that idea and came up with a new 35-episode series that featured an alternate continuity. Set 1 year after the return of Optimus Prime, this series, instead of blending in Nebulan organics like the American lore, reimagined Headmasters as small Cybertronians who fly bigger Transtectors. Although featuring known faces from before, like Optimus Prime, Fortress Maximus, Galvatron, and Chrome Dome, the Headmasters tries a different approach and adopts a more Japanese anime style of storytelling, with a more serious tone, higher stakes, and a stronger emphasis on long-term character arcs. The series included some major defining moments, such as the obvious, the big one, the permanent death of Optimus Prime, and the fall of Galvatron. These shocked the audiences, who were used to the softer resets of US episodes. The lack of adaptation also made it less well-known outside of Japan. It was only in Singapore, years later, that an English dub was done with half-hearted odd translations, Blaster becoming Billy to name some. Apart from that, the series did a decent enough job at showcasing Takara's toy line, including figures that collectors don't often see, like Sixth Shot and Fortress Maximus, which are pretty rare, leading to their hype.
And destroy Optimus Prime! Bring it on!
Transformers: Robots in Disguise, 2000. Originally released as Car Robots in Japan, the series was an attempt at a reboot to give the franchise a clean slate. Set in a standalone continuity, it featured sleek new designs, a police car Optimus Prime, animal-themed Predacons, and anime-influenced storytelling. The series was aimed at reintroducing the franchise to younger audiences, with a touch of humor, action sequences, and a fresh take on sibling rivalry, which was made clear by the complicated relationship between Optimus and Ultra Magnus. The series' run on Fox Kids in the US was just a case of bad timing. With the recent 9/11 attacks, many episodes had to be postponed or re-edited to fit the sensitivity of the situation and in line with the very obvious city destruction and towers. Despite being a reboot, it reused names like Megatron and Galvatron without offering a proper backstory in terms of past incarnations, adding to fan confusion. The toy line, however, was a visual feast, with many figures repainted from previous Japanese lines like Brave and Beast Wars 2, and the line offered a refreshing mix of man and vehicle transformations. An offbeat but definitely charming chapter in the Transformers history, Robots in Disguise continues to be loved by its niche but devoted fan base.
どうやってもあそこに飛んでくる球に当たっちゃうんだよ。難しいな。ほんと全然クリアできる気がしないっす。
Transformers: Return of the Mystery of Convoy, a niche web anime spun off from the mobile game of the same name, Return of the Mystery of Convoy, and is a reboot of sorts of the 1986 Famicom game Mystery of Convoy. Given a parody-type deformed chibi style, the 3-minute episodes in the series featured Autobots like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Lockdown breaking the fourth wall and making fun of everything, from the inconsistencies in the Transformers canon to the annoyances of the old-school video games. It was less of a narrative show and more of a general commentary by the characters, who discussed the absurdity surrounding the narratives and poked loopholes in the storylines. Even though the show is a parody, it does have some elements of the real world, such as the quest to uncover hidden content and get revenge on Optimus Prime. With heavy reliance on Japanese humor and references, along with fast-paced, meta-centric dialogue delivery, the show did not manage to find its niche in the Western market, with many either not understanding the sarcastic quirk of the series or feeling it wasn't a part of the franchise, and just a parody of the same. Each toy included codes for playable in-game characters, and was related to the Q Transformers toy line, a cutesy collectible spin-off of the franchise. After the mobile game was shut down in 2016, interest quickly dropped, despite the brief success of this cross-media partnership. Though a weird take, the series lives on in its obscure fan circles, with some viewing it as a joke series played on the Transformers franchise. Transformers Go. Transformers Go, from 2013 to 2014, is a Japan-exclusive OVA series that's a continuation of Transformers Prime, with a unique twist. Again set in Japan, the series follows the storyline of two cousins, Isami and Tobio, who wake up the two ancient Autobot warriors, Samurai and Shinobi teams, to stop the Predacons from getting powerful Legend discs that could bring back their powerful and fearsome leader, Dragatron. That is, the Predaking. Now, the big twist? These Legend discs have been scattered across different eras, taking the viewers on a journey through time, as the Autobots and their human allies undertake missions that span Japan's history. While the series does a great job bringing together the action and historical aspects, at times, Transformers Go becomes way too predictable with the same episodic structure, wherein the episode builds up, and then, perpetually, the hero fails to recover the discs by the end of the episode. The fact that it was only available in short 13-minute OVAs that came with magazines and home releases made it hard to discover until recently. The series also never got an English dub or global distribution, owing to the series quickly fading away from everyone's mind as well as the market, gathering dust on the shelves of Transformer history. The toy line was the show's driving force, featuring original designs for the Autobot Combiner teams while recycling Transformers Prime molds for the Predacons. The focus on combining Mecha with Samurai and Shinobi teams making up Combined Warriors was a clear reference to Japan's Tokusatsu and Super Sentai styles.
Ironhide, Sunstreaker, Sideswipe, Huffer, Hound,
Transformers Generation 2. Transformers Generation 2 from 1993 to 1995 wasn't really a new series in the true sense, but rather a repurposing of the original G1 cartoon, repackaged with updated CGI effects and revolving around the whole Cybernet Space Club shenanigans. Rather than offering an all-new storyline, at least it rebroadcast the existing episodes with added digital overlays, noisy transitions, and a completely redone intro now using 3D footage taken from a contemporary toy commercial. What were supposed to be enhancements failed to enhance the overall feeling of the series, but made it all the more jarring and distracting. There was also no real consistency followed when it came to the episodes, with the airing order completely disregarding continuity or even just following a story arc. The show did a miserable job of building interest, and the obvious reason being the lack of continuity or uniformity. Generation 2 quickly faded into oblivion with the rise of the internet and its superior counterparts, with the show simply being remembered for its cheesy edits and the tacky graphics and visuals. Marvelous verdict. So what really happened to all these forgotten Transformers shows? While some faced the wrath of toy line failures, others never even got a fair chance, limited only to a single country, leaving international fans out of the loop. Some just seemed too weird. It seemed like a bad joke to some, too underbaked to resonate beyond their niche. But every single one of the series we talked about today brought something unique to the table. Be it time-traveling bots, chibi comedy takes, or mobile game partnerships as well, they all have in some way or another dared to bring something new to the table, saturated with the same old usual. Come 2025, and we're still talking about them. And maybe that's the beauty of the Transformers universe. It's not just the mainstream hits that matter, but so do the forgotten and overlooked ones. Which forgotten series was your favorite? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay marvelous.